Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we are going to see how to copy legend from a reference sheet and place it into other selected sheets. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to use Dynamo and a short script of Python. But before we get started with Revit itself, let's take a look at the workflow. The Dynamo script is composed of three parts. The first part is our inputs that we are going to fit them into the Python script. Then we are gonna have our Python script that we are going to investigate the structure of the Python in a second. And the last one is setting viewport type. For this part, we need to have Wombat Dynamo and Archilab as a external package of Dynamo installed. However, the last part can be integrated into the Python script itself. Here is the Python script. The very first step is to import all the necessary libraries, assemblies, and namespaces. And we need to have our inputs and unwrap them because we are importing all the elements from the Revit inside the Dynamo space, and we need to unwrap them to be able to work with them. And next we need to get the current Revit document from all the available instances, and then we need to actually insert two functions. The first one is to get the legend viewport, and the second one is going to place legend on sheets. And then we are going to start and end our transaction by placing legends on sheets actually. And eventually we're going to have our output, which is going to retrieve all the copied legend that we want to. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, before we get started with Dynamo, let me show you here our reference sheet and the target sheet. Here I have the reference sheet where I insert already a door legend here, and we are going to copy this one at the same location into all the other target sheets. Let me start with Dynamo. I'm going to bring out a Python script as a core of our Dynamo script here, and as I said before, we need three inputs. So let's set it to three inputs. The first input is the views, from which I'm going to select my legend, which was door legend, fit it to the input 1. And then I'm going to select sheets, which I'm going to select the reference sheet, which is a reference. And for the third input, we need to filter all the target sheets. So for that reason, I'm going to use a categories, and all element of category. All right, and let's search for sheets. Now let me just run this once. As you can see, I have collected all the sheets here, including reference, but we need to actually filter this out. All right, there is some approaches that you can use, but in this case, I'm going to use a method. It's a really classical method of filtering elements out. For that reason, I'm gonna say list dot let me just search for filter by boolean mask. Alright, this is my list. Alright, and I'm gonna search for element name, which can retrieve the name of the sheets. And I'm gonna search for a string that contains, yes, this one here. And as a search for method, I'm going to bring out a string node and search for unnamed. If I click run, as you can see, we ended up with the true false. So if I go and input this one here, we split the list of the of our sheets into targets and the reference sheet here, and I'm going to fit this to this third input. Actually, we have out list here. This is our inputs. And for the last part of the Dynamo script, we need to set our viewport type. I'm gonna search for sheet dot viewports. That's going to select all the sheets, all the viewports from the sheets. Okay, and I'm gonna flatten this one here, and let's search for element. Actually, I'm gonna search this for the search bar, element dot set parameter. I'm gonna use the node from a Wombat Dynamo package. Alright, here is our list of elements. I'm gonna bring out let's use a code block, and the parameter type is name type. Parameter name is type, and we need to get all viewport types. All right, I'm gonna set get all viewport type, and let's search for element name. Let's slow a little bit today. Element name. I'm gonna filter this out by the string contains, sorry. Contains, and I'm gonna search for no title, because here, as you can see in the reference sheet, I have set up the type of the viewport on no title. Let me actually write this here. It's the same. Okay. No title. Here is my string. filter by Boolean mask. Here is my list of viewports, and I'm going to search for Boolean mask. Through Boolean mask the type no title, and let's fit this to the value. Alright, I think we are pretty much done with the Dynamo script. Now let's start with Python. We left off here having our Dynamo script done. Now let's start with Python. I'm gonna be a little bit slow with writing Python script, so be patient. Alright. I'm gonna clear all this line here. So already we have our common language runtime, and now I'm gonna from this I'm gonna add some reference. Add reference. The first one is Revit services. Alright, and I'm gonna say from this Revit assembly, which was Revit services, we need to import some namespaces. I'm gonna say from Revit services dot persistence import document manager, and another one Revit services dot transactions import transaction manager. Alright, we need to add some other references. In this case is Revit API. I'm gonna copy this, paste it here, and the other one is to be Revit API UI. And then we are gonna say import Autodesk, and from this assembly Autodesk Revit dot database import all. Alright, for this part we are done with the libraries. Now let's start with inputs. In the inputs, as you remember, we had 3 inputs, so we need to define them. The first one, I'm gonna name this one as a legend underscore view. You can name this whatever you want. And we need to unwrap them because we are working with the elements from Revit. So to import it into the Dynamo space, we need to unwrap them to be able to work with them. For that, I'm gonna say unwrap element, and our input is the number is 0. So I'm gonna copy this one a couple of times and renumber them. Our second input was our reference sheet, so I'm gonna name that ref underscore sheet. And the third one was target sheet. Target underscore sheets. So now we have defined our inputs. Now we need to look for the document where we are working on from all the available instances. For that reason, I'm going to say document equals to document manager dot instance dot current database document. Now it's time to define our two functions. The first one was to get viewport containing the legend on the reference sheet. All right, so I'm gonna say define and name it get underscore legend underscore viewport, and as an argument I'm gonna feed the my first and second input, legend view let's copy this one, avoiding misspelling, reference sheet columns. So now I'm gonna collect all the viewports from the sheet, right? So for that reason, I'm gonna say viewports filtered elements collector. As an argument, we need the document reference sheet ID of class of the viewport dot two elements. All right, now I'm gonna define the viewports that already exist. I'm gonna name this no, sorry, we are going to use a loop to get all the viewports and compare them with the ID of the input number 1. So for that reason, I'm gonna say for viewports in viewports all right, I have this is all them here columns. I'm gonna say if viewport and as an attribute view ID is equal to the one that we had it as an input, which was legend underscore viewpoint ID. In that case, return viewport. Otherwise, return none. Okay. Now here is our first function. Another one, we are going to define another function to place the legend on a target sheet. All right. So I'm gonna name this definition to place underscore legend underscore on underscore sheet, and as an argument I'm going to feed it legend underscore view underscore ID sheet, and of course location. Colons. And now let's search for existing viewports. So I'm gonna name this existing underscore viewports filtered element collector, and let's insert our arguments, which is document, of course, sheet ID, and of class the viewport point to elements. Two elements. Now I'm gonna define another one saying that already underscore exists. I'm gonna say any viewport as an attribute view ID equals to legend underscore view underscore ID, saying that for viewport in existing viewports. So now I'm gonna say if not already exists, then create, let me just have a little bit of space here, not already exists, then we need to create the viewport actually to copy that. So we're gonna say viewport point create, as an argument we need of course document the sheet ID, the legend view ID, and the location. Alright, So we're done with our functions. Now we need to start our transaction. So for that, I'm gonna say transaction manager. I think I have misspelled it. An instance point ensure in transaction. What? Our document. Okay. So we're gonna say legend underscore viewport. As an assignment, we're gonna say get underscore legend underscore viewport. As an argument, I'm gonna say legend underscore view and reference sheet. So now we are going to say that if legend viewport is not none, then place the viewport. So I'm going to say if legend underscore viewport is not none, then first of all we need to have our legend location, right? So I'm going to define legend location, legend underscore location. As an assignment, I'm going to say legend underscore viewport dot its attributes should be the box center. I'm going to say get box center. All right. So now it's time to place our viewport on the target sheets. So I'm gonna say for target underscore sheet in target sheets place underscore legend underscore on sheet. As an argument, we said we need legend view ID. We need target sheet, and we need the location, legend location. Let me copy this one here and place it. Okay. Now, as an output, let's retrieve legend underscore viewport. All right, let's save this and run the script. Okay. All right, the second part of the Dynamo, it didn't work actually. We can manage it in a second, but however, as you can see, we have copied all the legend and placing at the same place of the reference sheet. For the second part of the Dynamo, let me close this one. This node here sometimes it's a little bit tricky. I'm gonna say sheet point viewports. Okay, let's run this again. Okay, so I should have deleted all the viewports. Let's delete them. Okay, let me check this one here. Something is wrong. The field values must have matching this length. Let me just delete flatten and run this again. Still we get the error here. Name. Okay, I think we had the wrong list. Let me save this one somewhere in my desktop. And I'll name it G1, save. Close this. And let me reopen this one here and see if it still gives me the error. Interesting. It's still giving me the error. Counter names and values must have matching this length. It's a common issue. Actually, we need to search for this one, and this is our out list. Okay, still I get the same error. I apologize, I had the wrong input for the last node here, so it didn't count the correct input actually. So now, as you can see, it is working, and if I go back to the target sheet, as you can see, not only we copied all the legends on the targeted sheet, we have set them to the no title as a type of the viewport. I hope you enjoyed the this video today. Have a good day. Bye for now.